Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Mayor, how are you? Good morning. Good to see you. Chris, good to see you. Great to see so many friends here. Mayor, how are you? Happy Mardi Gras. As my good friend Steve Scalise, the majority leader of the U.S. House, would say this morning, Shrove Tuesday. It's great to be with all of you all. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the funding for 15 projects in the 6th Congressional District of the Commonwealth of Kentucky this year. After multiple fiscal years of continuing resolutions, Congress finally went through the regular appropriations process. Returning to regular order means that I was able to secure almost $16.5 million of federal funding for these projects. From infrastructure projects to research to financing fire trucks and local police safety equipment, these funds will help better the communities across this district and will have a massive impact on our constituents' lives. It's been a pleasure working with the local governments around the 6th District that are here with us today to ensure that these federal funds are directed to projects that matter, as opposed to the $9 billion of waste, fraud, and abuse that I voted to rescind in the rescissions package last year. I'm going to thank my staff individually by name at the end of this announcement, but I do just want to say the credit belongs so much with them, because working with the committee staff, the Appropriations Committee staff, my team in Washington, but the folks here in the district interacting with each of you all, they really listen, and I really want to thank my team for getting these great ideas from the community, because it really started with them, and I really appreciate their hard work in delivering these federal resources to our districts. I want to, before I get into the announcement, tell you a little bit about our thinking as a staff, as a team, representing the people of the 6th District, how we think about these direct appropriations and the criteria that we use. We're always looking for return on investment, and that means we're looking for hard infrastructure that is hard for a local government to come up with themselves. We're looking for economic development. If you bring a project to our team that will yield an ROI in terms of bringing jobs and economic activity and prosperity to the people of the community, that's what we're looking for with these federal dollars. Also, we're looking for public safety, whether it's disaster preparedness or helping our fire or emergency services or local law enforcement. That's always something that is worthwhile federal investment for homeland security and to help protect our people. And then finally, national security. And very excited about a grant to the University of Kentucky and the Center for Applied Energy Research, Rodney, that we'll be talking about here in a minute. So let's just go through these projects. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just talk about each of these projects that, again, total about $16.5 million. And then I'm going to invite the sponsor, the local government official, or the individual who helped us identify this project to come forward and tell the media and tell everybody a little bit more about the project. So the first is, we'll start with Bourbon County. We're going to go alphabetical order through our counties. Bourbon County, first, Millersburg Road Elevated Water Tank. The recipient is the Bourbon County Fiscal Court. $750,000 to the court, and the funds will be used to build an elevated water tank and modernize the water lines at the Bourbon County Park. This investment lays the groundwork to strengthen infrastructure, support economic growth, and contribute to the success of families in and around Bourbon County. I'd like to invite my good friend, Bourbon County Judge Executive Mike Williams, to come up here and say a few words about this project.
Thank you, Congressman Barr. The podium could be a little taller. This project is 12 years old. Congressman Barr and his staff have been with us every step of the way. We were thrilled to have the appropriation for a project that will benefit the northern part of Bourbon County without question, give us an opportunity not only to supply water and infrastructure to our recreation complex, but also to enhance our potential for economic development and housing development in that portion of Bourbon County, and we're very thrilled to have been awarded this money, and it will be used wisely. We had previously had an opportunity to benefit from the Congressman's efforts with a previous allocation. This is one of those, as I said, it's a 12-year long project so far. It'll be going long after I'm gone, and we look forward to continuing to work with Andy Barr and his staff. You know, one of the truest tests of leadership, I believe, is when someone puts people of responsibility in positions of responsibility. And Andy Barr is one of the best I've ever seen in my lifetime. He has a wonderful staff. His staff covers all the bases. Andy Barr is truly a leader, and certainly his staff proves that over and over every day. Thank you.
Judge, thank you very much. And as you all know, the judge is retiring from the Bourbon County position at the end of this term, and he's done just an outstanding job for the people of Bourbon County, and it's great to have you here, Judge. North Middletown Fire Truck. The city of North Middletown in Bourbon County received $214,500 for a new fire truck because our first responders shouldn't be asked to do a dangerous job with outdated equipment. Providing new equipment for a city that hasn't received a new fire engine in 24 years. This is a priority. This funding will help them respond faster and keep families safe in the North Middletown community of Bourbon County. I'd like to invite North Middletown Mayor Jeff McFarland to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you, Congressman Barr. I come today in a unique position, not only as the mayor of the city of North Middletown, but also the fire chief for the North Middletown Fire Department. So this is kind of a double blessing for us. But the North Middletown Fire Department, throughout the years, has been blessed with great support from our community. We're a very small community, but anything we've needed, that community has supported us, whether it be through fundraisers or whatever. Financially, we couldn't have asked for much better support. But in a day where a fire truck budget runs anywhere from $500,000 to $2 or $3 million, bake sales don't cut it anymore. So along came Congressman Barr and the allocation that we got that's going to allow us, like he said, to buy a new fire truck that we haven't had for over 20 years. It's going to be able to enhance our response time and our response effort to our rural community. And we definitely want to thank Congressman Barr and his staff for all their help in getting this done.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Over 20 years, that's a long time. Okay, Clark County. Clark County's growing, and we want to make sure we have the infrastructure to accommodate that growth. The first announcement is to the fiscal court, $1 million for the Rockwell Road sanitary sewer improvements. This is something we take pride in because no family should worry about aging infrastructure breaking down on them. By expanding sewer service and replacing a failing package plant, we're protecting the residents of the 6th District and providing sewer service to unserved constituents in the very growing part of western Clark County. It's an honor to take proactive steps to protect our constituents' most crucial needs. And I'd like to invite Clark County Magistrate and Sanitation District Chair Chris Davis to the podium to say a few words about this.
Well, thanks to Congressman Barr and his staff for putting this together, and also for getting behind and advocating for this project. Several years ago, we started this discussion and planning about a half decade ago when not long after I first came on the fiscal court as a magistrate, because it directly affected my district, which is most of western Clark County, bordering Fayette County to the west and Bourbon County to the north. And we have a mobile home park right on the Fayette-Clark County line where several hundred people live. There's a package plant there that's over a half century old and is failing. And and is in imminent danger of failure. And so we got engaged with our state legislators, of course, with Congressman Barr and his staff. They've been very gracious in fighting for funding for this. And, you know, $1 billion goes a long way. This project will involve several thousand feet of gravity flow and force main, sewer line, pump stations. Total cost somewhere between $10 and $11.5 million. That's a lot of money, but you know, we all understand, and I think the public is really starting to understand that if you're gonna have prosperity, if you're gonna have any kind of, you know, manageable growth at all, and eventually affordable housing, you're gonna have infrastructure. That's the linchpin of the economy, and sanitary sewer is a big part of that, obviously. So we have to have that, and you know, we're getting that for Western Clark County, and it's very encouraging to have elected officials, including the congressman, all the way in DC who are fighting for these things. So we appreciate you, Congressman.
Thank you.
And appreciate President Trump for signing it into law. So
Yeah,
it's,
amen.
thank you all.
Thank you very much. And again, some of these projects are larger than the federal money that's coming, but the federal dollars is a catalyst and a gap filler. So we want to do as much as we can. Mayor, good to see you here. The city of Winchester. Winchester Municipal Utilities Hancock Creek Watershed Sanitary Sewer Phase 1. This is $1 million back to Winchester to the Hancock Creek Sewer Expansion. This moves a long-awaited project from talk to action. This is how we clear the path for real growth, new opportunities in the western part of the county. As the economy keeps booming, this crucial infrastructure will make Clark County even more attractive for future investment. Mayor Joe Ellen Reed, feel free to come up here and say a few words about this project.
Good morning. If I sound a little nasally, it's because the guy that I date sent me roses for Valentine's, and I think I'm allergic to them. So be sure that's not on TV, please. But on behalf of the city of Winchester, I want to extend our sincere gratitude and heartfelt gratitude to Congressman Andy Barr for his leadership and for his steadfast support of $1 million in this critical infrastructure project for Clark County and for Winchester Municipal Utilities. A couple of the guys from Utilities are back with me there today. This investment represents far more than a dollar amount. It reflects Congressman Barr's commitment to our community, to our infrastructure, to our economic vitality, and the quality of life of the people that we serve. His advocacy in Washington ensures that communities like ours in Kentucky are not overlooked, but they're prioritized. When Congressman Barr comes to Winchester, things start to happen, and we appreciate that more than you know. So because of his efforts, we were able to move the Hancock Creek Sanitary Sewer Project forward with confidence, where we can address our real needs and create lasting impact for our residents, and not just for our current residents, for our future residents as well. So Congressman Barr, we thank you for listening, not just today, but always. We thank you for partnering with us and for delivering meaningful results to Winchester and Clark County, and we are truly grateful for your support. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, next to Valentine's Day, we'll tell your friend to bring you a 6-pack of Ale-8, as opposed to those roses that make you sneeze. Okay. Estill County. Estill County has always, we've struggled with flooding over there, and water infrastructure is also very, very important for Estill County. So we're really pleased to announce today $1.2 million to modernize critical water infrastructure in Estill County, including the line replacements, tank rehabilitation, and upgrades to aging pump stations. This project helps reduce the unaccounted for water in Estill County's system. By reducing water loss, we're protecting ratepayers and strengthening the district's financial footing. Water stability will serve as a catalyst for future growth. Judge Executive Donnie Watson couldn't be here today, but we do have representatives from the Bluegrass Ad. David Duttlinger does a great job with his team. I want to thank you for the close relationship that we have with the ads. Bluegrass Ad prominent among them, And with us today is Logan Hart, the Director of Community and Economic Development for the Bluegrass Ad, to say a few words about Estill County.
Thank you, everyone. So this $1.2 million investment in Estill County Water District Number 1 is a big step towards long-term reliability and financial sustainability for the water district. By replacing aging lines, rehabilitating storage tanks, and upgrading pump stations, this project will significantly reduce water loss in a system that has to purchase every gallon of water that it sells. That means protecting ratepayers, improving pressure and service, and positioning the community for future growth. It's also a great example of what strong partnerships can accomplish. From Congressman Barr and his team's advocacy at the federal level, all the way down to Judge Watson, the Estill County Fiscal Court, and the local utility district at the local level. We're proud at the Bluegrass Area Development District to have the opportunity to help bring these resources to our region and support the infrastructure that's critical for improving the quality of life for those that live in Estill County and the other communities of our region.
Thank you. Okay, very good. Fayette County. We'll start with the University of Kentucky Graphite Center. Rodney Andrews is here representing the Center for Applied Energy Research at the University of Kentucky. This is a real asset to our community here in central Kentucky, to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and I would argue to our country. As said earlier, in terms of criteria, one of the criteria we use is national security. This is a great example of that. $2 million to the University of Kentucky's Graphite Center and all the research projects benefiting from this funding to boost our competitiveness and attract high-tech investment in the Commonwealth. Currently, we are dangerously dependent on China for a majority of graphite processing. In fact, China controls 90% of graphite processing. And why is this important? Graphite is a critical, irreplaceable material for national security, primarily used in high-performance defense technologies, including missile nozzle throats, hypersonic vehicle components, lithium-ion battery anodes for electric military vehicles. It's essential for shielding, lubrication, and conductivity in stealth aircraft, nuclear submarines, and smart weapons. So with these funds, Kentucky can bring production back to our country and put our state at a global advantage. $2 million to make this possible. I'd like to invite the Director of UK Center for Applied Energy Research, Rodney Andrews, to say a few words.
Thank you, Congressman Barr. You did take about half of what my background was going to be. We really do appreciate how engaged you have been on this topic and on the topic of critical materials and minerals in the U.S. as well. As you said, this is a national defense issue. This is a national economic competitive issue. Graphite is something that, while not particularly exciting, is something that we are all completely dependent on in the modern world. This funding will allow us to put in place equipment that will allow us to manufacture graphite on a large scale. Very importantly, it builds on the work that we've been doing, which is turning Kentucky coal directly into high-quality synthetic graphite that can compete with what is currently being imported primarily from China. This is very important as we look at how are we going to develop an electrical vehicle industry, how are we going to continue to try to manufacture batteries, how do we keep our metals industry like aluminum and steel competitive. So we very much thank you for your support.
Thank you. Very important. And I'd like to build on this. We need more of this at UK. I think it's fantastic that UK is participating in the defense industrial base and decreasing our dependencies on these critical materials. Garrett County, the Lancaster Sanitary Sewer Extension, $1 million to Lancaster so that the community can fix stressed parts of its sewer system and take outdated pump stations out of service. This project leaves the city prepared for significant economic growth on the northwest side of town. It's a practical investment that improves reliability today and makes room for tomorrow's development. Lancaster Mayor Michael Gaffney is here. I invite Mayor, you to come up and say a few words.
I'd like to thank Congressman Barr and his team. I mean, they're steadfast work on this project has really kind of pushed us over the line. It's about a $3.5 million project. It's gonna replace a little over 15,000 linear feet of sewer line, two aging pump stations that are about 25 years old. And to the point about the northwest quadrant of town, we're finally getting a bypass that they've been talking about for about 30 years. So what that's gonna do is, from an economical growth perspective, it's really gonna let Lancaster and Garrett County as a whole grow and prosper, and that's something that we've really been missing the last 20 to 30 years. But thanks to his team, this is gonna get us right there at the cusp of being able to do this project, so just can't thank you enough.
Thank you very much, thank you. As you all know, regional cooperation, the mayor talks about this a lot of the mayors talk about this, but regional cooperation is really important, and this is not just for Garrett County, if you really think about it. In Madison County, you've got Duncannon now, which connects into Lancaster, but guess what? The Jessamine Chamber of Commerce has been looking for a way to the interstate that's a little easier than going up to Man of War for a long time. And all of this infrastructure will ultimately connect the southern route from Nicholasville all the way down into Madison County through Garrett County. So it makes a lot of sense. Let's move on to Madison County. We'll start with the Kenway Extension for Community Safety and Mobility. And Mayor Bruce Fraley has been talking to me about this for a long time, and I really credit your leadership, Mayor. $1 million to improve traffic flow in an area tied to nearly 3,500 jobs. It addresses a serious bottleneck for 1,000 people and 7 businesses in the Dixie Park and Roselawn communities. They currently rely on a single access point, which is why I delivered $1 million to benefit Kenway Extension Project. Increased connectivity will boost emergency preparedness in addition to strengthening economic outcomes for the community. Berea Mayor Bruce Fraley.
On behalf of the city of Berea, our city council, and the people, I want to thank Congressman Barr, because not only did he listen, he understood the importance of this particular project to our community. As our community continues to grow, we've outgrown a lot of our infrastructure and a lot of our traffic patterns, as many of you have as well, and the congressman saw that. This project will connect the east side of Berea and both the Dixie Park and Roselawn subdivisions very near, bring it out really near I-75 exit 77, which is where our industrial park is. And we have one person I knew grew up on Kenway Street, so he's really happy to see that as well. Having grown up there, he knows how difficult it is getting in with one way in and one way out. So on behalf of the people, we're very thankful for the congressman, but I do want to accentuate what you said, Congressman. The staff, they've stuck with us every step of the way and guided us through the process, and I'm so grateful for them, for their day-to-day contact, and to you, Congressman, for your leadership and your willingness to help us on this project. Thank you.
Thanks. All right, hopefully that'll make the spoon bread even flow further. Okay. All right, Mercer County. Mercer County and Harrodsburg. Closing the technology gap, Mayor Bob Williams. So the police department in Harrodsburg received $96,192 in this bill. And supporting our law enforcement is obviously something that's been a long-time priority of our office. Delivering these federal funds to the Harrodsburg Police Department will provide 20 Taser 7s and other life-saving equipment for the men and women that protect our communities. Mayor Bob Williams of the city of Harrodsburg, please come forward and talk about this one.
Unlike Mayor McFarland, I am not the police chief and the mayor. Our police chief was not able to be here this morning due to his police duties protecting our community. And that's one thing that I'm very thankful about with this appropriation for the tasers. With the uptick in violence all over the country, and especially in small towns like ours, we need that next level of force to use against the criminals without having to resort to deadly force. And our police officers are hard at it out there, keeping our community safe. And we thank We thank Senator Barr so much for his assistance. He has always been a friend to Mercer County, and as I'm hearing this morning, other people speak, he's a friend to the entire area. And we thank him so much for the effort that he has put in, the work that he's doing, and we want to continue to support him as he supports our communities. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you very much. And we're not finished with Mercer County, Sarah, all right? So, as you all know, there's a lot going on in Mercer County, and the Wilkinson Farm Mega Site Industrial Park improvements is a great project, $2 million to keep this Wilkinson Farm Mega Site moving forward toward full market readiness. This is just on top of the big $2.5 billion announcement at the Corning plant. For those of you who missed it, as a result of the Made in America manufacturing tax provision, jobs and massive investment coming to that Corning facility for the Gorilla Glass. They call it the Gorilla Glass. So all those jobs are coming from China to Senator Bledsoe, to your district, to Mercer County, where all of this glass is going to be made right here in the USA in Mercer County. But on top of that, this $2 million with our local partners will strengthen the Bluegrass Innovation Gateway so Mercer County can compete for major employers and the high quality jobs that come with them. Mercer County Judge Executive Sarah Steele, please come forward to say a few words about this.
So very excited to stand up here today. He shared some amazing things that we have going on in Mercer County, but that is directly related to your support. Today, on behalf of my whole crew is sitting here because we're so excited about this announcement. I just want to extend a sincere thank you, tremendous gratitude, always, to Congressman Andy Barr for his steadfast support to Harrodsburg and Mercer County. From day one in 2023, when I picked up that phone call, and I'm pretty sure I cried a lot on a lot of those calls to him, he has been there, he has supported us, he's been a true champion for Mercer County. And I just can't say thank you enough. Today's announcement doesn't just reflect the great things for Mercer County, it's a major step ahead in our project, which, as you heard him say, has been named, our site has been named Bluegrass Innovation Gateway. And it's not just going to impact Mercer County. We're excited about the transformative opportunities that it has for our entire region. So again, we want to say thank you to Congressman Andy Barr, but also to his staff for the ride along with us as we've gone through this and as we're going to continue to trek through this project and get it off the ground. We thank you for your leadership, your partnership, and your continued advocacy for Kentucky.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Montgomery County. All right. I see Judge Haddock's here. Where's Judge Haddock's? There you are. All right. So the Montgomery County Fiscal Court in the appropriations process was awarded $1.4 million in federal support to get its new industrial park off the ground. Being prepared is what allows a community to land the jobs everyone needs. This industrial park will have real results, not just for the citizens of Montgomery County, but for Kentuckians who commute into Montgomery County every day to be able to provide for their families. And Mount Sterling really is an economic hub for Eastern Kentucky, and we're proud to invite Montgomery County Judge Executive Chris Haddox to say a few words about this project.
Wow, $1.4 million. That is a big deal for us, and we really appreciate you and your hard work for us. So just a few short years ago, the Walters family, they have 168 acres adjacent to our existing industrial park. And so we was able to purchase that land from them. It's about a half mile from the interstate, so it's right there, it's easily accessible. And so what this money is going to be used for is water, sewer, electricity, infrastructure to get this site ready. So This is a big deal for us. It's gonna be able to create a lot of jobs here in just a few short years. One thing that Congressman Barr said that really stuck out in your beginning statements, said 2 words, that matters, that matters. So what matters? And it's the people that this money and your hard work for us has gone for, the impact that it's gonna make on a lot of lives in the future. So I do appreciate you fighting for Montgomery County, fighting for this entire region. You are a real warrior for us, and we appreciate you and your staff and everything that you do.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you very much. Congratulations. So I'll tell you, you'll notice that there are quite a few of these projects that go to industrial parks. When I said, what are the criteria we like to look at when we bring federal dollars back to the taxpayers here? By the way, the citizens of this community paid these taxes. I want them to get the benefits of their tax dollars. When we talk about return on investment, these industrial park investments are precisely that. Mayor Gordon, you know about the Legacy Park that we worked with you on. This brings jobs and economic activity back to these communities. When we're able to have the infrastructure to attract the industry to create jobs, that adds to the tax base and it pays for itself. So moving right into the transition to Nicholas County, we've got Judge Steve Hamilton here with us, and this is a joint effort between Judge Hamilton and Judge Williams in both Nicholas and Bourbon County, because it's right there on the Bourbon County line. So it's a regional project, but this is $1 million as kind of seed capital for this regional industrial park in Nicholas County, so we can make needed water improvements in the Nicholas and Bourbon region. And when we build this infrastructure first, we're gonna give these communities a real shot at landing new industry. Supplying reliable utilities is often a deciding factor when companies choose where they want to invest, and we need more investment in Central Kentucky, in this part of Central Kentucky. This funding will make it happen. This regional partnership unites the Commonwealth under one mission to advance the growth of Kentucky. I hear a lot of stories when I go to Carlisle about fruit of the loom and jobs that left the community. Well, we're gonna bring jobs back to the community. So Mayor, Judge Hamilton, come up here and say a few words, and Judge Williams, feel free to come up as well and say a word about this project. A great partnership between the two counties.
So Judge Williams, did they, you're gonna make me look better, is that the goal of this? Congressman Barr, you're indeed a friend of Nicholas County. On behalf of our community, I express our sincerest gratitude for your continued support in the form of federal funding for the Bourbon County, Nicholas County Regional Industrial Park. Among other vital projects, today we celebrate the award of $1 million for the water infrastructure improvements for this park. Congressman, we know that you have worked diligently to advocate for this appropriations package. This funding is critical to our communities and will allow us to move forward with steadfastness as Nicholas County and Bourbon County turn our joint vision into a reality. The water infrastructure improvements will provide high-quality water service to the area, directly impacting the health, safety of our residents and strengthening the foundation for immediate economic growth, which is vital to our economies. This funding award is a major win for Nicholas County and Bourbon County residents. We are deeply grateful to you and your staff for prioritizing this vital infrastructure project and thus playing a key role as we execute this shared industrial vision. Thank you for believing in our dreams and for being a constant and reliable presence in our community.
Thank you, Judge.
We appreciate it.
We are truly grateful once again to Congressman Barr and his staff for supporting this effort. We're all encouraged to partner with our neighbors without question. We hear that from state and federal officials continually. And Nicholas County and Bourbon County are like, they're not twins, but they're pretty close to that. I've often told Judge Hamilton, I have more relatives buried in the Carlisle Cemetery than he does probably, but Bourbon County and Nicholas County have always been partners in so many things, and officially we are in developing this industrial park, and it's going to make a difference for that part of the state, for that part of the congressman's district, without question. And Judge Hamilton, the Bourbon County Fiscal Court just voted at our last meeting to make an appeal, Congressman Barr, in this next cycle for a similar allocation on behalf of the joint industrial park. So this is a long-term effort. This is not going to happen overnight. We have a lot of great people that are working with us to make this happen. Nicholas County and Bourbon County kind of take turns in applying for grants here and there to sustain this project. Nicholas County was awarded a significant grant, ARC grant, to apply to this. We've jointly applied for KPDI grants and been awarded a few times now. Just recently applied again, but we're in it together without question. And Steve Hamilton is my brother from another mother without question, and what a pleasure it is to work with him and his colleagues on the Nicholas County Fiscal Court. And Congressman, it doesn't matter what party we're associated with, that's irrelevant. We're doing the best we can for our communities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Well, they may be twins and brothers with another mother, but they also could be, you know, part of a starting five of a basketball team with the height that we've got for these two counties. All right, Scott County, the Central Kentucky Regional Business Park, and really, I say Scott County, but this is three counties. This is Fayette, Madison, and Scott together. Again, emphasizing the regional cooperation here. The applicant officially is the Scott County Fiscal Court. The industrial park, this particular industrial park will be located in Berea. $2 million, the $2 million in federal funding will collectively support the regional partnership between the Lexington Fayette Urban County government, the Madison County, Scott County, and city fiscal courts in the city of Berea. And these local governments coming together is really a force multiplier. These governments have recognized that together they can attract bigger and better economic projects, and I think that's a real credit to the leaders of these communities to have that vision. This will make Central Kentucky a place that businesses want to locate, families will want to build their future, and local governments thrive. The Central Kentucky Business Park Authority is aimed at attracting employers, creating jobs, and strengthening our district's competitiveness. The Triple Crown Business Park is an investment that will defend the future economic development and ensure that we are putting Kentucky first. I want to recognize Mayor Linda Gordon of the Lexington Urban County Government, Judge Reagan Taylor with the Madison County Fiscal Court, Judge Joe Pat Covington, Scott County Fiscal Court, and Berea Mayor Bruce Fraley. Mayor Fraley, come on up here and say a few words, but all of you leaders from these local governments, come forward and say a few words about this project.
This is really exciting. I couldn't be happier. This project was envisioned over 2 years ago, Congressman, and we're very grateful that when we had the vision and talked to Congressman Barr about the vision, he shared the vision with us, because it is regionalism. And I think in the future, on behalf of all of the partners that you see here today, that regionalism is the way of the future. I also want to credit a couple of people who are in the room too, Commerce Lexington, Andy Sear, and also Lucas Witt, who is our consultant with MWM Consulting, that have been so critical to moving this project forward. But it does take a team, and it takes federal support, it takes state support. And Congressman Barr was right there on how can we help you to make this happen. And again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the staff again. They helped us move things along, and there are times in a regional project, the judges, I'm sure you've experienced this, when there's some discouraging times, but they were always there to lift us up and to say, we got you, we're your partner. So on behalf of Mayor Gordon, Judge Taylor, and Judge Covington, thank you, Congressman Barr and staff, for supporting this important project. And we look forward to seeing this one get across the finish line and moving dirt. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we're almost nearing the end here. So sticking with Scott County, the city of Stamping Ground, a new pumper truck for the Stamping Ground Volunteer Fire Department, $300,000. This new pumper truck will help the city and keep our first responders safe. The brave men and women who answer the call will be better equipped and better prepared and protected every time they head out to serve. Humbled by the opportunity to help the people that protect our communities, to provide this grant to the Stamping Ground Volunteer Fire Department, and I would like to invite Stamping Ground Volunteer Fire Department Chief Robert Hendricks to say a few words.
Fire protection was seen as one of the earliest needs in our Commonwealth, and some of the early firefighting efforts in the population centers started in and around Lexington. And I think Congressman Barr, as we've spoken over the years, I knew him personally before I knew him professionally, and he's seen the need for protection of the people as being our probably highest priority. And that comes in many forms. It may be being sure we have clean drinking water. It may be that the flock cameras are working. It may be that the building is on fire. So public protection is a top priority for me. I've been doing it in Central Kentucky since 1977, and currently get to do it in Stamping Ground. It's my pleasure to lead 15 volunteers out there. And it's kind of an outpost. If you don't know Stamping Ground, if you've not been there, it's a neat place to visit. It was wiped out by a tornado in 1974, if that helps a little bit with the recognition process. But it was also home to a distillery and much industrial. It had a rail line going through it at that time, and so on. And I see it as a growing community, as do many of the leaders that have already seen Georgetown blossom tremendously. It's been a real thing to see. But I want to tell you just one quick thing about the groundswell of support when we heard about this. And then Mayor Murphy, Mayor Jones, by the way, couldn't be here this morning, and so I'm representing the city on her behalf. But Mayor Murphy was in place at the time, and we put out feelers for those from the community who would support us. And if I'm not mistaken, there were in excess of 30 letters of support, including from our judge, our police chiefs, many other public officials, but all those that see the need for public protection. We'll be replacing a 39-year-old apparatus with this one, and I think you'd much prefer to have one a little newer than that coming to your house. So I'm eternally grateful to Congressman Barr for helping us with this project, and look forward to helping serve in Central Kentucky.
And thanks, Chief Hendricks, for your long service to, I believe, the Lexington Fire Department, Georgetown, and Stamping Ground. Where else have you been? Russell. So long distinguished career in public safety, and and fire, so thank you for all your service. And last but certainly not least, Woodford County and the City of Versailles. The Versailles Road and Utility Infrastructure, $1.4 million. So removing the major obstacle of inadequate infrastructure that has held back development in an area that has a potential to be, and already is, an economic engine for Woodford County, positions this community for significant growth. I'm proud to have secured this $1.4 million grant to strengthen Versailles and Woodford County's ability to compete for growth and economic development. Please welcome Versailles Mayor Laura Dake up here to say a few words.
When I first opened my program, I saw that we were last on the list, so I thought, well, they're saving the best for last. But it turns out Versailles is just at the end of the alphabet. But I really appreciate being here. This road and infrastructure project on the east side of Versailles will bookend another new road that was paid for partly by KPDI money to the east, with a large commercial development that is planned to be located in between the two roads. This property is 336 acres total. It was the former Edgewood Farm. And in addition to the commercial development, will also include industrial land. About a third of it is industrial, a third of it is agriculture, and then there's a portion that is professional offices. So this road, this $1.4 million will help us build at least 360 feet, including a roundabout of road and left and right turn lanes into the property. So again, bookending the commercial development. So on behalf of the City of Versailles, we have a council member here. We want to thank Representative Barr and his team for their tireless efforts for going to bat for us and bringing us this home run. This project opens the door to significant economic development beyond the commercial development, and we look forward to seeing what's in store for Versailles and Woodford County. Thank you.
One of the best parts of this job, and as you all know, this is my 7th and final term in the U.S. House, and one of the great benefits of this job is I get a chance to meet people from all over the country. And I can be traveling, or I can be in Washington, D.C., and my colleagues from around the country, they say, hey, I came to your district. And usually it's Woodford County, right? Because they either went to Keeneland and Fayette County right on the border, or they spent time at Coolmore, or they went to Woodford Reserve or Castle and Key, and they talk about the beauty of the horse industry and the bourbon industry in Versailles, but always they say, what's that castle there? Tell me about the castle. So that is always fun to get a chance to tell the story there. So we've reached the end of our program, and I want to thank all of you all for coming today to learn about each one of these projects and how the funds we secured in Congress will be used to benefit Kentuckians. I want to thank Congressman Tom Cole, the chairman of the Appropriations Committee. A lot of these projects are projects that I personally talked to him about, or the other appropriators, and why they were worth investment. They worked with me. And then, as I said before, and as so many of these local leaders have said, the real credit for all of this belongs with my staff. Mackenzie Todd Poe in particular, she has been the champion for all of these communities. She is now our district director, our new district director. She is eminently prepared to be our district director because she's worked on all of these projects as the deputy district director and the head of economic development for our office. I want to also thank Craig Shockley, Andrew Jenkins, Grace Davis, Josephine Bernier, Sarah Russell, and Carol Rogers. Also, thanks to interns Kendall Freeman and Brianna Foos for helping us prepare for today's announcement and their assistance in getting this event set up. And I would be remiss if I didn't also thank our late district director, a beloved member of this team who was personally invested in all of these projects and helped bring them to fruition. And I know my team would want to thank Tatum Dale here, and let's give him. So thank you all for coming out today. All of you played a big role in bringing these resources to your communities. And one thing I'll say about all these local leaders, and we have members of the state senate here, we have the ad here, we have county judges, we have state representatives here. I can't recognize all of you all magistrates, but one thing that I know about the people in this room, you all love your communities, you care about your people, and you're making a difference. And I am so grateful to all of you for that.